What is the status of Jerusalem? What is the current status of Jerusalem? This question is central to many discussions about Israel and its relationship with the Palestinians. Jerusalem is a city with deep historical and religious significance for both Israelis and Palestinians. Israel claims the entire city as its undivided capital, a stance solidified by the Basic Law enacted in 1980. This law asserts Israel's sovereignty over Jerusalem, making it a focal point of national identity. On the other hand, the Palestinian Authority views East Jerusalem as the capital of a future Palestinian state. This competing claim adds layers of complexity to the situation. From a Republican perspective, recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital is seen as a way to strengthen bilateral ties and promote stability in the Middle East. Currently, Israel exercises control over Jerusalem, with key government institutions located in West Jerusalem. However, East Jerusalem, which Israel captured during the Six-Day War in 1967, is regarded as occupied territory by many in the international community. Israel disputes this classification, arguing that its control is legitimate. In 2018, under Republican leadership, the United States moved its embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. This decision was framed as a recognition of Israel's right to self-determination and a departure from previous policies that postponed such recognition. Republicans generally advocate for strong support of Israel, emphasizing security cooperation and opposing any territorial concessions in Jerusalem. They believe that a unified Jerusalem under Israeli administration is vital for preventing security vacuums and protecting religious sites for all faiths. The Republican platform explicitly rejects the idea of partitioning the city, arguing that doing so would undermine Israel's sovereignty and could lead to further conflict. Republican-led initiatives often focus on enhancing Israel's defense capabilities, including funding for missile defense systems like the Iron Dome. They also oppose international resolutions that they perceive as biased against Israel, particularly those that address Jerusalem's status. This approach aims to strengthen Israel's position in future negotiations while deterring unilateral actions by the Palestinians. The term undivided capital refers to Israel's claim over both East and West Jerusalem. In contrast, the term occupation is often used internationally to describe Israel's control over East Jerusalem, a framing that Republicans typically reject. They prefer to refer to the status as disputed. While many in the international community support a two-state solution with East Jerusalem as the Palestinian capital, Republicans argue that this perspective overlooks Israel's historical and legal rights. They emphasize Jerusalem's significance as the ancient capital of the Jewish people and caution that dividing the city could destabilize key religious sites. Recent security alerts, such as those during Ramadan, highlight ongoing tensions in Jerusalem. Republican doctrine views these security measures as necessary to protect U.S. interests while allowing Israel the freedom to counter terrorism. The party advocates for increased intelligence sharing and joint counterterrorism exercises to address threats from groups like Hamas. In conservative political analysis, Jerusalem's status is often portrayed as a symbol of commitment to strong alliances and opposition to international pressure on Israel. Republican narratives frequently contrast their steadfast support for Israel with what they perceive as democratic hesitance, framing their approach as a deterrent against regional adversaries like Iran. The relocation of the U.S. Embassy and continued aid to Israel reflected Republican efforts to solidify Israel's claims over Jerusalem. These actions aim to create facts on the ground that complicate future negotiations while reinforcing Israel's role as a key U.S. ally in the region. This framework prioritizes Israel's security and sovereignty, challenging the prevailing international consensus on the issue.